welcome back to the channel, and this is Cooking from the Pantry. If you're new to this channel, Cooking from the Pantry is where I create the recipes from all our stocks that we have in our pantries without using any fresh ingredients. In today's video we are doing a terrine. Yes, you might think a terrine is not something you potentially create from your pantry items, however, I have tried this and it works. Although I gotta warn you guys, don't forget the items are not fresh ingredients and it's not a fresh meat, so kind of bear this in mind, but nonetheless it works really well and I think it's a good recipe anyway. So what we need for today's recipe is a tin of corned beef, and I've gone for the Asda's ones. I have opened it up already and I have made a mess of this yet once again. Just for all of you if you're not familiar with the tin, but I forgot to turn the key the other way around when I was opening it. I was really busy, I had something on my mind and I started twisting the key and I basically snapped the key, so there we are. Anyway, I know it's a bit daft, I've done this before, I open the tin normally, I just messed up. Anyway, so we have a tin of corned beef, I have super untasty sliced carrots. They're literally, if you guys tried them or not, I don't know, but this literally tastes like pretty much a mush, just in orange color. And we have a brown mush of brown color, which is the sliced mushrooms anyway. And I have some dried garlic. I have some bay leaves, we only need one. I have salt, I have a lot of black pepper. I have the beef stock, which is, I'm using the Newgate from Lidl. I need one of those. And I've got a gelatin sachet which will set half a litre, which is quite convenient because one of those, it's not my day today, one of those does 450 ml, so we're thereabouts in the same kind of mark. So basically the idea with this thing, guys, that we're going to boil the minced beef in the stock and obviously the salt and pepper, because we want to put as much flavor as possible into the vegetables, because they literally have no flavor whatsoever, and of course the minced beef. Generally the terrine that I know, and obviously it's done in many different countries, but they have a slightly different obviously recipes or different additions to it. They use the meat, and generally you boil the meat on a bone and you don't add gelatin because the mixture then itself will set because of the bone marrow, and it'll create a really nice solid terrine. However, because we are yet again cooking with substandard ingredients, if you wish, this is what we're going to do. Excuse me. So first things first, right? With the corned beef, okay, because we need it to basically, because it's all congealed tight together, we want to boil this and mush it up so the fibers, the meaty fibers, come down a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to slice into just a few little pieces, really. It's not important how you slice it, just basically just speeds up the process, because we're going to then mush it with water in there, okay? So, off it goes, and here we are, mush, mush, mush. Okay, next thing, I've got some water. I'm going for half a litre of water. I've got warm water, just to speed up the process. Okay. Right, so I've got a thing. Right, next thing, guys, again, we want flavor on the top of flavor. I'm adding on a lot of black pepper. It's probably a tablespoon of black pepper. Again, you can always add on more before we set it, put it to set. I've got salt. I'm going to add on our cube. I might as well start putting this on. Right, so we've got a beef cube. There, okay. I'm going to add on some garlic. This is the dried garlic flakes. You can use garlic granules. And the reason we're putting them now, because we want them to soften up. Okay, generally you would use a fresh garlic, of course, but let's go. It's not as strong, so you can add on a little bit more. Oh, smells good. Okay. So, and now what we're going to do, if I just twist that around a bit, basically, whilst the water warming up and melting all the fat, I'm just going to mush that mince. It just looks very unappetizing right now, but trust me, it's going to be good. I'm trying to, you guys, if you obviously following channel, or if you're not following the channel, I'm trying to create you slightly different recipes. You know, we all know how to boil rice and how to put a piece of corned beef next to, say, mashed potatoes or rice. or just open up a tin of, you know, carrots and put them on the side of, you know, on the side of something else. But I'm trying to be a little bit more ingenuitive and create a little bit slightly different recipes. There's something that, you know, for example, the terrine, you do this normally as a special occasion on a birthdays or maybe a New Year celebrations. But at the times is, say, if we're going for the SHTF situation, or if the things are a little bit tough, or it's not a lot of food out, you know, out in the supermarket. And again, like if there is a special occasion of somebody's birthday and you just have what you have in your pantry, it's just nice to be able to create something a little bit more special that you might not use every day or eat every day, just to basically uplift the spirits. So here we are. You can see now, right, it's obviously not done as yet. Keep mushing it as you go. Just we want to make sure that this becomes like dog food. So that it becomes like a puree, okay, in water. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this in there for a little bit, continue doing this, and I'll come back to this in 5 minutes. So guys, okay, a few minutes have passed, and what have we been waiting for? It's basically for all the meat to become really mushy and separated, and the garlic cloves, garlic pieces to become really soft and pliable. So next thing is, you can see that hopefully on the camera there, it just looks like a soup. And basically at this point, guys, give it a taste. I've just tasted just now. I think it's a perfect amount of basically spices and, well, salt and pepper really. So, but do if you're liking. But don't forget, when the things go cold and you eat this terrine cold, you might just want to make it just a little bit more spicy, hotter or saltier than you would normally if you were to eat it warm, okay? The next thing is, right, I've got the bay leaf. I'm just going to wash the bay leaf just the last minute here for now, okay? All I want to do is just for the bay leaf to gain a little bit more color and just become a little bit more pliable. It's there kind of for a little bit of flavor, but generally just for a bit of decoration anyway. And the next step, guys, I've got one of the gelatin sachets. You're meant to dissolve this in like a few spoons of water first before adding it there. Rather than adding on water to that, because I don't want any more plaininess in there, I'm just going to do this in a little bit of this stock. We're meant to sprinkle on top and give it a mix up. I generally prefer the leaf gelatin, the one that you soak in water, but to be fair, I found it difficult to get hold of at the moment. I found some on Amazon, but basically I decided not to, so they weren't packaged correctly, if that makes sense. Anyway, so it's semi-dissolved in there, you can't see it really, so I'm going to put it back in there now. And we're going to basically keep stirring it and make sure that all the gelatin is evenly distributed. Never ever bring the gelatin to the boil. It will ruin the set. It will still set, but it won't set as good. We want this to be really strong set. Okay, because obviously we've got a lot of meat, we've got vegetables, and we want to be able to slice the terrine into pieces, so. Right, okay. So right guys, so what it is now, it's been dissolved. So what is we're going to do now, I'm going to clear this all up, I'm going to turn the hob off, I'm going to let this mixture cool down a little bit, and we're going to assemble our terrine. Alright guys, so this mixture has cooled down a little bit, and it's now basically as easy as assembling the terrine. Just wanted to let you know guys, you can add on sort of different vegetables. You can use green beans if you want to. You don't have to use mushrooms if you don't like them. You don't have to use carrots. It's really versatile to what you want to put or can put in there. One of the really good ingredients you can put in there is eggs. Eggs works really well. And also don't forget that the whole idea of the terrine, and the reason we're doing the terrines and laying stuff out, is kind of meant to look really pretty. It's very hard to make it look pretty when you have a mushroom that kind of been shredded a little bit. However, if you use eggs, you can line them around on the base of the terrine. Generally the terrine done is in a long square dish, but I like to make them in the half rounded ones. It's just my preference, but again, you can pretty much use what you want. So anyway, the first things first, I've taken out the bay leaf. I'm just going to put it at the bottom. Next thing, I just going to put some carrots in. Again, idea is guys that we're laying it out and make it look sort of pretty, but again, as I said, it's really difficult to make it look pretty. So I'm just going to wash them in. I have washed my hands. If you use eggs will look really pretty if you cut them up. But they're not pantry staples, so we might have some carrots left, so. Okay, right, so carrots are done. I might just put a few more. Okay, I think that will do. Because they are really plain, I don't want to sort of create the watery thing. Right, we're going to go with the mushrooms. All the mushrooms are going to go, actually. Put them in it. Do actually drain the mushrooms and squeeze the water out of the mushrooms. We don't want that unnecessary watery stuff in there. Okay. You can season the mushrooms beforehand. Okay, right, so mushrooms are in. And we're going to pour a lovely mixture. Okay, I'm going to do it quite candidly so you guys can see that on the camera there. It's a bit splattery. Nice. It looks like a bit like bolognese sauce, give or take. Right, hold on. We're going to scrape off. Okay. So, there we are. You can, if you wanted to, you can put some other decorations at the bottom or some other vegetables at the bottom. Nothing too heavy because it will sink through, so it won't stay in the bottom anyway. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this in the room temperature for a little bit, at least for it to cool down even more. And then when it stopped steaming, I'm going to put this in the fridge, guys. And that's going to be sitting there probably overnight. So I think I will see you tomorrow. So guys, our terrine has been in the fridge overnight and it's set beautifully, I hope. Right, so this is what I have now. Yeah, it looks like it's set. It's always a worry, guys, it's always a worry, but it worked before, so there's no reason why it won't work now. So the reason, guys, right, the reason I had the cling film in a bowl is just to make it easy for me to get this out. Of course, you can just butcher it out if it gets stuck or put a bit of water. But sometimes it just gets clingy and it doesn't always work. And if you want it to look nice on a plate, then of course the best way is to have a cling film. So hopefully you can aid us getting it out. So let's try to get this out now. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it'll work. Yeah, it's coming out. So what I'll do, I'm going to put a plate on. It's a fiddly job. A little bit fiddly job. Yep. It's out. Oh, it's so exciting. That was really sad, right? If I do it here, hopefully you get to see this on the camera. Okay. Ready? Ta-da! Oh, look at that. I am very, very happy. I am very happy. Although we cannot see the bay leaf as perfectly as we want to, but it is rather good and it smells. I can actually smell the bay leaf. So I'm really, really happy. So let's get in it. Let's cut a piece. Yeah, it's definitely firm, which is good. I'm going to try. Oh, beautiful. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on a plate here and then I'll show you the inside. Yum. Okay, so with the mushroom. So there we are. Hopefully you can see that in there. Okay, guys. Yeah, so there we have it. It's very nice little terrine. And I like to eat this with a dollop of horseradish. And as I said to you guys, this is more like a celebratory thing, so special occasion type thing. Or if not, if you fancy just to have it as a snack, then absolutely fine. But there we are. I am very pleased and I really do hope, guys, that you really like this recipe. If you do like the recipes, don't forget to thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. It's all about prepping and obviously cooking with limited resources. And well, yes, enjoy the terrine and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.